I'm Tony Sklar with bnetTV. We are here at the LTE North America Summit in Dallas, and I am speaking with Acmepacket's Kevin Mitchell. How are you today, sir?
I'm very fine, thank you, and yourself?
Very well. Thank you very much for coming on the show. Thank you very much for being here, and why don't you tell all the people out there in bnetTV land what Acmepacket is and what you're doing here at the LTE North America conference.
Sure. Well, Acmepacket is really focused on helping service providers build all IP networks and transform the services they deliver over those networks. So that whether that's monetizing new applications over their LTE networks or delivering them over Wi-Fi, extending services beyond their footprint into a global service delivery vehicle, whether it's delivering voice over LTE, rich communication, multimedia services. We build the infrastructure that makes those services secure, reliable, and deliver a very prime customer experience to service providers.
Are you using a diverse set of different infrastructures to be able to take somebody from some legacy 2G systems up into the IP world?
So Acmepacket's focused, and always has been since 2000, on all IP technology. So we don't look to the past, we're always about the future and all IP interconnectivity. So Acmepacket has been focused since its inception in 2000 on all IP technologies. We don't look to the past, we look to the future and helping service providers get there. Initially, that product was the Session Border Controller and still is our flagship product, and that was about enabling and securing the effective delivery of voice over IP and other rich communication environments over any broadband network, which include today 3G, 4G, and Wi-Fi. We've since expanded that solution set into adjacent markets, including things like diameter signaling controllers and IMS session management and security gateway and session router, solutions that help service providers more cost-effectively scale up their network and assure that all the good stuff of the old world, the security, reliability, regulatory compliance, comes forward into the new world.
Let's talk about a little bit IPv6 and how that sort of affected the movement into an all IP-based network, including diameter.
Sure. IPv6 is really the focus of any new network going forward, but old networks, including old IP networks, don't necessarily flip a switch and get to IPv6. So one of the important things is to be able to interwork between network domains, that V4, V6 reality that's going to persist for many years, if not decades. That holds true for many of the different protocols as well that ride on top of IP, V4, V6, like the transport protocols and the various iterations of signaling protocols like SIP and diameter. Those need to be interworked and make sure that vendor A can talk to vendor B and talk to vendor C without without service providers having to go back to their vendors and say, you have to upgrade, you have to upgrade, and you have to upgrade. Having the tool set that they can program and fix that in their network is absolutely critical.
Is that something that you're seeing more of an onset of in your business model today in the next few years? Or a lot of the carriers or MVNOs come to you and say, hey, listen, we got to move all of this into IPv6, we got to be able to make sure the diameter is working within all that movement for roaming and whatnot, and then obviously to tackle the M2M market, which is where there's a lot of money to be made.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. This whole investment cycle into LTE is just ramping up the interest in these set of solutions to help them, again, move these services, service parity into the new world, and then build on that with a whole bunch of new communication and data service and M2M and over-the-top federation, new monetization schemes that weren't possible in a legacy world. So there's the interest level in this solution arena is really ramped up. The last 12, 18 months has seen a flurry of RFP activity related to network transformation and service evolution types of initiatives.
So, Kevin, what are some of the trends you've seen here at this LTE conference that you knew you were going to see, and then what are some of the trends you were like, wow, that's interesting. I didn't really think about that.
Yeah, so I've been coming to various 4G or LTE shows for a number of years. What has been refreshing is is moving beyond the access layer, moving beyond the radio and the EPC, and deal with a lot of the services and transformation strategies for getting out of the same old business model. So I've seen a lot of that. There's tracks on diameter signaling, there's tracks on voice over LTE, there's tracks on HetNet and small cells, all these things you wouldn't have seen a couple of years ago. So it's really it's good to see those. I was expecting those, but it's the depth of exploration of those areas that's maybe not surprising, but is a refreshing change, because years ago it was like voice over LTE was one subject area, one track, 20 minutes, and it was over and done with. Now it's half a day's worth of content, because there's a lot of issues to explore.
So one of the things that we talked a little bit about yesterday was the connected car co-located summit that's going on here, and how that's a new platform that's driving forward. Can't even believe that I used that, but that it is. I mean, it's there. It's a business model that is important. There's money to be made there for all sorts of players within the market space, and so again, a network has to be able to get on board with that platform. It's just another set. Are you seeing movement and traction within that against small cells, against the sort of?
So specific to connected cars, it's a bit peripheral to what we deal in today, but insofar as those new devices or new elements that attach to the network create traffic that need to be managed, groomed, secured, controlled, then that is beneficial for the operators, because they have are creating more use out of their network and more highly utilizing that network. And there's opportunity too for companies like Acmepacket to make sure that their networks are able to handle that additional traffic and be able to monetize that additional traffic.
Kevin, what are we going to see from Acmepacket here in the next, let's say, 12 to 24 months?
More of everything we got. So it's building out different platforms that deal with scale and virtualization. It's about delivering a feature set that helps these service providers as they're doing initial service parity to multimedia build-outs. So it's getting into the nuances of mobile IMS feature requirements to make sure that these services can be delivered, again, with that same customer expectation of a reliability, and also be able to comply with local regulatory issues like lawful intercept and emergency service support. So there's work that we've already completed and done, but there's always innovation. There's always we discovered a new issue because now we have live traffic, and we need to deliver the additional feature tweaks that our customers demand.
Well, it's a robust ecosystem, and it's forever changing, so gosh knows that you're well positioned within the marketplace. Kevin, thanks for taking the opportunity to speak with us. Hope we get a chance for an update from Acmepacket in the future.
Excellent. Thank you. I appreciate it.
And speaking with Acmepacket's Kevin Mitchell here at the LTE North America Conference in Dallas, I am Tony Sklar with bnetTV.